So when I look down at the lock screen on my iPad, the first thing that pops up is Geekpreacher with a D20 on it. And that's because I'm proud of being a geek. The reason I'm proud of being a geek is because geek culture is filled with so many inspiring stories. Whether it's stories from a gaming table, whether it's stories from a comic book, whether it's stories from the latest and greatest superhero movie, geek culture is filled with stories of inspiration and motivation. And they're inspiring. They give us spiritual truth. They give us strength. Sometimes when we're just down in the dumps, they give us the will to go on. And that's what I'm about. That's what a geek preacher does. I want to share inspiring stories from geek culture. Whether they're stories that have happened in space-time or whether they're stories we've just told to each other, which have come from our modern day mythology of comic books or role-playing games or video games. Those are the stories that draw us in, that keep us going. And that's what being a geek preacher is about. But that's why I'm doing work on it now, why I'm studying the signs and symbols of geek culture. And I find them to be powerful. Being a geek is not about hiding down in a basement. It's about being in a community of friends, growing with one another and inspiring one another. It's the inspiration that our community brings about. We're all a part of one big, large community that supports and helps one another and shares stories that move us and touch us. That's what I love about being a geek. I'm amazed at the geeks I meet all over the place, and I'm still strangely surprised by those who are afraid to mention their geekiness. More and more people are owning who they are as a geek, but it's the job of those of us out there in the forefront to bring those geeks out of the closet, out into the world. Gary Gygax is the reason I became a geek preacher. I'd already done geek ministry and done all kinds of fun geeky stuff for a number of years. But talking with Gary, getting an opportunity to speak with him and see him really let me know that's what being a geek is about, and that we need more geeks out there just willing to share these inspiring stories, these stories of wonder and beauty. And so when he passed away in 2008, one of the first things I did was go out and buy a domain name, geekpreacher.com. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. And I thank Gary for that, because he reminded me of one of the earliest teachings I'd ever heard, and that was, let your light shine before all the world. Now, a lot of people ask me why I'm doing work with the signs and the symbols of geek culture, or pop culture, because geek culture is pop culture. But it's also because they speak about something deep within all of us, something we've all faced, something distinctly spiritual, and something that just moves us. We're all still learning what it means to deal with the power we're given, trying to find something greater, but knowing there's a greatness within you that will often cause you to be shunned. For me, it's a journey of faith. It's a journey of substance. It's a journey that says, hey, where do I find myself in all this? But I think that this is a journey that spreads across all faiths, all backgrounds, whether you're a person of faith or not. These stories inspire you and guide you and help you. That's why we have these myths. And I hope you'll share some of your comments down below. Let me know what inspires you about the geek world, what challenges you. Thanks for joining me today. I'm really glad you came along this journey with me and allowed me to share some of it with you. Hopefully you've gotten a little Geekspiration, that's geek inspiration, from it. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more about me, and I want to talk more with you about it in the future. I want to share this Geekspiration with you, the things that inspire me, the things that inspire you. I'm Derek, I'm the Geek Preacher, and I hope I'll see you again in the future. Keep geeking out to those things that excite you the most. Penny.
Bye.
I'm Derek, I'm the Geek Preacher, and I'll see you next time.